did 50-pound hospital defibrillators, those massive, bulky boxes that literally used to cause muscle strain for the medical staff just trying to lug them down the hall, become light enough to just toss into a backpack. It's a staggering before and after contrast, right? Well, the answer lies entirely in the brilliant fusion of cutting-edge battery chemistry and hyper-efficient microchips. Okay, let's dive into this. Our journey today is going to take us through 6 key areas. We'll start with the medical device revolution, look at powering the portable era, and explore surviving the operating room. Then we'll get into strict global safety standards, check out solid-state and future innovations, and finally zoom back out to look at a multi-billion-dollar market. Section 1, the medical device revolution. It is genuinely breathtaking to step back and just marvel at how far medical engineering has come in just a few short decades. I mean, look at legacy devices. Patients used to be physically tethered to hospital beds. The equipment was incredibly heavy, it absolutely relied on direct wall power, and it had super short lifespans. But the modern era, it's a whole new world. We're dealing with miniaturized, wireless, pocket-sized devices that last ages. This is completely redefining patient mobility. We are actively shifting care away from intensive care units and moving it directly into ambulances, remote clinics, and, most importantly, right into patients' own homes. Of course, these tiny, life-saving devices rely on extreme miniaturization. Companies like Microchip Technology are pioneering the space, creating smart microelectronics that give you massive processing power but sip ultra-low current. We're talking about things that literally sound like science fiction. Smart knee implants, robotic surgical assistants, and get this, pill cameras you actually swallow. They're also using specialized tech like RF mics, band transceivers. Think of it like a secure, low-power Bluetooth for inside your body, communicating with devices like defibrillators. And on the diagnostic side, they use advanced FPGAs, which are essentially highly customizable microchips, to process massive amounts of data at lightning speed for ultra-precise MRI, CT, and ultrasound imaging. Section 2. Powering the portable era. So, the crucial point is that all of these incredible, microscopic, data-crunching chips are completely and utterly useless without a reliable mobile power source. Lithium battery tech, specifically lithium polymer, or LiPo, is the unsung hero here. These things are unbelievably slim, often under 5 millimeters thick. They pack a high energy density of 200 to 300 watt-hours per kilogram, and they barely lose their charge while sitting there, self-discharging at less than 3% per month. To put that into real-world perspective for you, this chemistry allows a portable home ventilator for a COPD patient to run seamlessly for 8 continuous hours, pushing 5 liters of air a minute, all while the entire device weighs under 1.5 kilograms. Now that is life-changing mobility. And there is a massive shift happening right now. The use of rechargeable batteries in medical devices has shot up by 25% in just the last 3 years. This matters immensely. Not only does it replace wasteful single-use batteries, which, by the way, is opening up massive lucrative new business opportunities in both device manufacturing and sustainable battery recycling, but this rechargeable tech is absolutely essential for the continuous, round-the-clock operation required by modern health trackers, hearing aids, and continuous glucose monitors. Section 3. Surviving the operating room. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer contrast in expectations. Let's shift our focus to the high-stakes, intense environment of the surgical operating room. A standard consumer-grade battery here, it would instantly fail. When you buy a personal smart device, you expect it to last, what, 2 to 5 years? But medical devices must survive 7 to 10 years of grueling, relentless hospital use. A battery-powered surgical drill doesn't just cut bone. It has to be sterilized between every single procedure. That means being shoved into an autoclave and subjected to extreme heat, high-pressure steam, and intense moisture over and over again. This is exactly why a specific chemistry called lithium ferrophosphate, or LFP, has basically taken over the surgical tool industry. LFP provides the ultimate robustness against that insane sterilization heat. Plus, it recharges incredibly fast, so tools are always ready for the next patient. But hey, it's not just the raw chemistry, it's the brain attached to it. These batteries are integrated with smart battery management systems, or BMS. These systems are constantly monitoring the battery's health and charge, feeding real-time diagnostics to the device. This guarantees that a surgeon's drill will never unexpectedly die halfway through a critical procedure. It's just a perfect marriage of durability and intelligence. Section 4. Strict global safety standards. Okay, so before any of these incredible devices ever reach a patient or a surgeon, they must survive a literal gauntlet of international regulatory tests. First up is IEC 60601-1. This is the global standard for all medical electrical equipment, and it doesn't just check if a device turns on, it ensures basic safety and essential performance. For instance, it mandates strict FB2 flammability ratings, making absolutely sure a medical battery charger won't cause a fire in a hospital room. Plus, it goes through rigorous electromagnetic compatibility testing, meaning when it's charging, there is zero chance it will interfere with the sensitive life support systems, like an ECG monitor sitting right next to it. But that's just for using the device. What about actually getting it there? Enter the UN 38.3 standard. Honestly, I like to call this the action-packed torture test. Every single lithium battery must pass this grueling sequence to be legally transported by air, sea, or road. They literally throw everything at these cells. Altitude simulations dropping the pressure, violent thermal shifts, intense vibration, and mechanical shock tests mimicking incredibly rough transport. They even simulate external short circuits, physically crush the batteries, and intentionally overcharge them just to prove they won't catastrophically fail. It is an incredibly high bar. And the logistics rules are just as strict. Because of fire hazards, if lithium-ion batteries are being shipped alone, they have to be at or below a 30% state of charge on cargo planes. And get this, they are strictly prohibited from being shipped as cargo on passenger planes. No exceptions. Think about the massive complexity this adds. Global supply chains have to meticulously manage these stringent shipping rules, coordinating highly specialized transport, just to avoid costly delays in getting this critical, life-saving equipment into the hands of the hospitals and patients who desperately need it. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into solid-state and future innovations. We are currently racing toward the absolute holy grail of battery engineering, and this brilliantly illustrates the atomic lattice where scientists are using incredibly advanced non-equilibrium molecular dynamics to simulate how ions, like silver ions, can actually move through a solid matrix. They're literally mapping out the atomic pathways to figure out how to conduct electricity without relying on volatile liquids. So why does this matter so much? Because current lithium-ion batteries rely on liquid organic electrolytes. And that liquid is exactly where the fire and swelling hazards come from. Solid-state batteries eliminate that liquid entirely. By taking the liquid out of the equation, we completely eliminate the fire risk. This opens the door for medical implants that are microscopic, infinitely safer, and possess a wildly higher packing density for even greater power. Just imagine an implantable device the size of a grain of rice that lasts a decade inside the human body without any safety risks whatsoever. Section 6. A multi-billion-dollar market. This perfect storm of brilliant chemistry, smart engineering, and strict regulation is driving a massive global economy. By the year 2034, the global medical batteries market is projected to absolutely skyrocket to over $5.16 billion. That is an explosive rate of growth for such a highly specialized component market. And within this massive market, lithium-ion currently holds the dominant position with a 51% market share. Its unmatched lifespan, high energy density, and reliability make it absolutely critical for the high-stakes implantable and portable devices that our modern healthcare system relies upon every single day. But we really have to remember what is actually driving this massive economic growth. It's not just tech for tech's sake. It is deeply grounded in humanity. We are seeing an aging global population and rising rates of chronic illnesses, like diabetes and COPD. There is a rapid, deliberate shift moving patient care out of expensive hospitals and into remote home monitoring. Regionally, North America is leading the charge due to its highly advanced healthcare infrastructure. But ultimately, this $5 billion forecast, it's a direct, tangible reflection of millions of real people being able to manage their health and chronic illnesses from the comfort and dignity of their own homes. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. We have evolved from 50-pound wall-tethered boxes to pocket-sized lithium polymer lifesavers. As our batteries soon become entirely solid-state and microscopic down to the atomic level, will the next generation of medical devices become entirely indistinguishable from the human body itself? It's an incredibly fascinating future for human biology and engineering. Thank you so much for joining me to